In the United States of America, we're not too familiar with the rule of a king or a monarch over us. In fact, that's really kind of the whole reason our nation was established, was to get away from that. But in the book of Ecclesiastes, Solomon deals a great deal with the fact of monarchs and kings. In fact, he lived in a day when pretty much that was the way all nations and all countries were ruled. And really, what these first 7 or 8 verses of Ecclesiastes 8 are dealing with is not so much maybe one specific king, earthly, but authority, the principle of authority. And that principle will apply whether you have a monarchy, a democracy, whatever it may be. The principle of authority is one that God's people need to follow. So Solomon writes and says, where the word of the king is, there is power. And who may say to him, what are you doing? He who keeps his command will experience nothing harmful, and a wise man's heart discerns both time and judgment. You see, in order for authority to have credibility, in order for authority to have, I guess you might say, some teeth in it, there's got to be a line drawn as to whether someone violates that authority and how you handle that. And so he says, the person who keeps the commandment of the authority, the person in charge, the person who is in authority, that person will experience nothing harmful because he's abiding by the law. The opposite, of course, is if you don't abide by the law, you experience the consequences. And it says the wise man's heart, and this is the person who respects authority. Solomon calls him the wise man. He discerns both time and judgment. In other words, there's a right way to go about things and there's a right time to go about things. And the wise man understands what those are. Because for every matter there is a time and judgment, a right way, a right time. Though the misery of men increases greatly, for he does not know what will happen, so who can tell him when it will occur? You see, if a man violates the authority of the king or the system under which he lives of government, then punishment awaits him, but sometimes he doesn't know when it will come, how intensely it will come, or what the consequences may be ultimately. And so no one, though, has power over the spirit to retain the spirit, and no one has power in the day of death. You see, authority as far as earthly and material things are concerned only goes so far, because ultimately we will all answer to the ultimate authority, who is the Father in heaven. And no one on earth has power over that, only God in heaven. And so there is no release from that. It says there's no release from that war, no release from that fact. The wickedness will not deliver those who are given to it. So if you want to be on the right side of the authority, earthly and heavenly, don't side with the wicked. Don't live an unrighteous life, because that will not sustain you and not be good in the end of things. Live for the authority of God.